I'm Toby Walker, and I put together this homemade, really it is a homemade set of movies that I shot in the early 90s of my trips down to the Mississippi Delta to learn music from some of the blues masters. I also hit North Carolina. I studied in North Carolina from Etta Baker. In Mississippi, I studied from Jack Owens and Eugene Powell, and even hung out with the harmonica player, guitar player, and barber, Wade Walton. This is a self-made documentary of those travels, and I hope you like it, because I think I think it's important to share with you all. So here we go. Let's head down to Mississippi.
Back to the same old place where we belong to be.
I want to tell you about a man named Eugene Powell, one of the musicians that I learned the blues and ragtime fingerpicking from. Of course, back in the 30s, he was known as Sonny Boy Nelson. In 1936, he recorded on the Bluebird label. Matter of fact, he told me that during those recording sessions, they used to give him lemons to suck on so his voice and his throat would be clear. Well, I went down to Greenville, Mississippi to study with him. And it was just an amazing trip. I had a great time. Matter of fact, you could see a picture of his house right there. And then here's another picture of, at that session, him teaching me the guitar. During that session, I have to tell you, it was blazing hot inside that house. He didn't have the air conditioner on. I don't even think he had an air conditioner. And we had to close the windows because there were kids playing just outside in the yard, and they were making a lot of noise. We had to close those windows, and it got hotter in that house. Man, the flies were flying all around. Matter of fact, one of them just bit me on the arm. I swatted it. I said, man, those flies are all over the place. He says, yeah, you got to watch out for those eats. I said, what? He said, you got to watch out for those eats. I said, those are flies. Because when we call them eats. I said, why do you call them eats? And Eugene said, because they eats more than they flies. So here's a little bit about Eugene Powell. You're going to see him play some guitar. Then you're going to see a video of him teaching me some guitar. And at the in between, I'm going to play you a song that he taught me. And then we'll listen to a little bit more of Eugene. Located Eugene Powell here in Greenville on 7th Street. And we're going to go inside and talk to him and maybe get him to play a little bit guitar. Say hello to everybody in New York, Eugene.
Hello to everybody in New York. Right. Well, you just want me to play a piece now?
Yeah, give us a blues or whatever you want to give us.
All night long. My 44 night. My 44 in my hand. Said I'm looking for my woman. I found out with another man. You play that too. Now you play that. Now you natural. Now I admire you on that. You learn how to play that stuff good. You can play that good stuff.
Thank you. Well, not
You
almost as
play
good as
good.
you can. There's a few tricks that you got that I don't know how to do yet. But
Yeah.
I'll learn. I'll learn.
Yeah, you gonna learn it. You gonna learn it.
So here's a tune that I learned from Eugene, pal. It's called the Hacksaw Rag. It was taught to him by a man named Hacksaw Harney. It was his playing companion. He's told me that him and Hacksaw Harney, when they were kids, used to travel in a medicine show and play these tunes together. Hacksaw taught it to him, Eugene taught it to me, and then Eugene said something very profound to me. He said, "Toby, I want you to carry these blues on." That's just what I'm going to do. So here you go, Hacksaw Rag. Hacksaw Rag.
Eugene, boogie woogie. Keep it going. Take it, baby. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Tickle that thing. Tickle it.
Yeah.
Look out for Eugene.
Well, I hope I can do that one justice. This was just a lot of fun to learn from Eugene. And, well, I guess here we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little piece on Eugene Powell, because I had a lot of fun hanging out with that man and a lot of fun learning from him. I'd like to talk to you about Wade Walton. Wade Walton was a barber in Clarksdale, Mississippi. His father was a sharecropper, and he decided when he was a little kid that that's way too hard work, so he went to barbering school. When he graduated, he set up shop in Clarksdale, Mississippi on 4th Street. This is a picture of his shop right there. That's the picture that I knew him from a book that I had. Wade was part of that book. I think it was called Conversations with the Blues. But he moved to Isaquina, and where his new barber shop was, and that's where I went down to see him and to learn a little bit of his guitar playing. I'm going to attempt some of his guitar playing right now, but you see, he was really known as a harmonica player, and we're going to hear some of that too. So I'm just going to play a little bit. You know, the thing with Wade is he would play, you know, this little shape for an E chord, and he'd do that for the B, and this do it for the A. You know, so he could play a whole song just using those shapes. So I'm just going to play a little bit of some of the stuff that I remember him playing. You know, basically, Wade would show me that you can play a chord and then play little bass runs and little lead guitar runs in between those chords, which that was pretty cool to me. You know, I knew how to do some of that stuff, but watching him do it, and a little bit out of time, because he would play slightly out of time there, wow, that was a learning experience. So let's take a listen to Wade playing some of this stuff, and then you'll hear him play some harmonica with me.
Well, here we are at Wade Walton's barbershop. And of course, Lackey's Music Entertainment. In a minute, we'll be going inside and talking to Wade himself. Well, let's take a look and see what he's doing. There's Wade. How you doing, Wade?
Fine, how are you doing?
See, you're gonna give my friend Ken a haircut.
It's my neck protector so it doesn't cut my throat.
Well, all right.
All right, here we go.
All right, we'll get a little bit of
off the
haircut.
top.
A little off the top.
Fun, wasn't it? Watching Wade pluck around on the guitar. But like I said before, he was really known for his harmonica playing. And this next clip, you're going to see Wade and myself jamming along in his barbershop, just making it up as we go along. And that was a whole lot of fun. Let me tell you about Jack Owens. Well, a friend of mine told me that Jack Owens was still alive, and he was giving guitar lessons. Yeah, he was giving guitar lessons in his home in Bentonia, Mississippi. Well, I called Jack up from New York, and I said, I want to come down to some lessons. And he said, yeah, sure, come on down. And I drove all the way down to Bentonia, Mississippi. And Bentonia was a really small little town. I mean, it's just, it was so small. Take a look at the police station and the town hall. Yeah, that's how small Bentonia was. And Jack lived in the hills somewhere. I didn't know exactly where, but I figured when I got down to Bentonia, I'd go into this grocery store and I would call him and get directions to his home. Well, when I went in there and I called him, the directions were so convoluted, it was just almost impossible to hear him. He'd be like, yeah, okay, well, you get down and that's on that, and then shadow, then you don't get shadow, and then you're going to get shadow. And I'm like, what? And you go keep going, you say, let's go down to that tree now, you go to 7, don't get lost. And then he hangs up. Yeah. Well, the owner of the store gave me better directions. Matter of fact, he told me that when you get to this one particular tree in the middle of a field, you go 7 looks down the road and you'll find Jack. Yeah, 7 looks. Well, I eventually did find Jack. And, well, I finally got to his house, as you're going to see. And we're going to meet Jack Owens. We're going to listen to some of his music. And he's playing it with his harmonica partner, Bud Spires. So we're going to listen to some of that. And then I'm going to play one of the songs that he taught me.
This road into this beautiful countryside here that you see. And right there ahead of us is Jack Owens and his home. He's going to open up the gate for us, and we're going to go in and we're going to listen to some absolutely incredible blues music.
I've been sitting for the past hours in the car. I'll sit in a little while when I feel like sitting.
There's my friend, the mailman's friend, the dog.
Yeah, but that fella right there giving that dog, he got a wolf in it. His daddy was a wolf.
Oh, yeah?
His daddy was a wolf?
Yeah. Mama was a dog.
He might not be too friendly then.
He all right.
Hey, Bud, I hope he's friendly. I'm standing right next to him.
That's it.
He all right.
That song on him, huh?
Keep on running. Lord, always keep on drumming, baby girl. Lord, always right. Well, rock to your body, baby girl.
Come on.
Bud was just a cool guy to hang out with, and Jack was just as cool. The two of them were just insane. Loved listening to their music. Jack had a particular way of playing. He played in open D minor tuning. You know, a famous blues musician named Skip James also played in that tuning, and Skip James was from Bentonia. Matter of fact, I asked Jack, I said, well, you know, did you learn from Skip? And he got really mad. He said, no, I taught Skippy everything he knew. I wasn't going to take that any further, but Jack used to use this little shape. And he used to use, he would get these little octave things going. Get those little things like that, and he did these great little licks. So I'm going to do this one song that he taught me. Your buggy don't ride like mine. Don't get mad. Your boogie don't ride like mine. I got an easy riding buggy. It's made to go all the time. It's got springs in the front and some behind and some in the middle. Oh, but just can't find. Don't get mad. Your boogie don't ride like mine. I got an easy ride buggy. It makes it go all the time. I rode it last night and the night before. I'm going back tonight. I'm gonna ride it some more. Don't get mad. Your boogie don't ride like mine. I got an easy ride buggy. It makes it go all the time. Then Jack would play it like this. Don't get mad. Your boogie don't ride like mine. I got an easy riding buggy. It makes it go all the time.
I ain't never done nothing but farm, a wiggle in the sawmill, nothing much. My brother worked till he died at sawmill. And I worked out while I made $500 when I quit. Didn't work long, 3 or 4 months. They give me $500. But I always farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, had to do that.
On the farm.
No, didn't have to do it, you know.
Oh, but,
I mean, what else could you do?
One nothing, Zach.
Etta Baker. I first learned about Etta Baker in a book called Fingerpicking Styles for Guitar by Happy Traum, a wonderful guitarist in his own right and a wonderful teacher. Here's a picture of Etta Baker as she appeared in that book. I had to go down and find her. She lived in Morganton, North Carolina. And when I made the phone call to information, usually you would get a mechanical voice asking you the zip code and all of that. And then you get another mechanical voice, possibly giving you an address or a phone number. However, when I called up information, and I got the mechanical voice once I gave the zip code of Morganton, North Carolina, and I was expecting another mechanical voice, but that's when I heard, "Yeah?" I said, "Is this information?" "Yes, it is. Who you looking for?" Well, I'm looking for a woman named Etta Baker. She plays... "Oh, yeah, Etta. Well, she's not at her house right now. She's at her sister's house. Let me put you in touch with her." That's what happened. So I get in touch with Etta Baker at her sister's house, and I make arrangements to go down and to see Etta Baker. And this is what Etta Baker looks like now. There's Etta. Etta was a wonderful woman. She had a wonderful little garden, and she also had a toaster hanging, an empty toaster hanging from a tree that she used as a bird feeder. Well, here's a song that she had taught me. It's called the Knoxville Rag, and I'm going to play it straight through, and then maybe we'll take a look at Etta Baker herself.
So when you played, did you play out? You said at parties and other places.
Well, that was before we started our family.
All right. So once you started that family, you pretty much kept your playing to home.
At home.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid my guitar down as far as going away from home to play.
Mm-hmm.
I just forgot all about that. I knew I had my family, and they come first.
Right, right.
And so after they all grown up now and got out on their own, I'm trying to catch up.
Okay. Yeah, I can see. Well, you've been catching up pretty well for the last 15 years. You've been doing college festivals.
Right.
You've
I
been
played
playing
at Mitchell
folk
College over the weekend in Statesville.
in Statesville, and you were down in Florida recently, weren't you?
Right. The 18th.
So you're very
March.
busy, and you're doing folk festivals as well.
Right.
There was an article that came out in Living Blues magazine just recently. There's going to be another one that this interview is going to be in Blues Review Quarterly, and you've been doing quite a bit.
Yes, really
Well,
have.
Let's give the listeners another tune. I think one of your most famous songs, and one of the oldest ones you were talking about, is the One Dime Blues.
Right.
Many guitar players figured if they can learn how to play the One Dime Blues, they were one-diming it, and I'm telling you, that's I think one of your trademark songs. So why don't you give us, and the listeners out in New York, your One Dime Blues.
All right.
Oh boy, that was beautiful. Absolutely great.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of Etta. I had filmed her in her living room. It was so cool. And she sat down with me. She was so nice, as you can see, and she would give me a guitar lesson. I would sit there and watch her, and it was just a wonderful experience. But I have to tell you this last thing before I go, okay, before we leave about the Etta Baker thing, is that, you see, she had a wonderful garden, like I said, and she grew all kinds of things, and I knew this. So at the time, I brought down this centrifugal force juicing machine, okay? And I brought it, and I walked in her kitchen with it, and she's like, "Ma, what is that?" And I said, "We're going to go pick some vegetables." And we went out there, and we picked carrots, and I think cucumbers, and a few other things, and brought it in the house. And I started this thing up, and it's whirring around, and she's like, "Woo, look at that." And I started juicing the carrots and the cucumbers and a few other things. And it was a hot day out, you know, it was a pretty hot day. So I took the glass and went to hand it to her, and because it was sweaty on the outside, it slipped and fell on the floor. Thank goodness the glass didn't break, but it was a wooden floor, but juice all over the place. And she cleaned it all up. We both cleaned it up, and then I made her another one. Several years later, I called her up again, and I said, Etta, you may not remember me. My name's Toby. She says, yeah, you're the boy that spilled vegetable juice all over my floor. That's what I did. And last, one other quick little story. She shingled the roof of her own house. Here's a picture of her house, and you can see the roof there, and that's what she shingled. She shingled her own house, and she brought shingles up. She was in her 70s. She brought shingles up the ladder and pounded it down. That's Etta Baker, and she taught me some really cool guitar, and I'm really going to miss her. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little movie. I'm awfully proud of the times that I spent over a period of 3 or 4 years going back and forth and seeing a whole bunch of musicians and learning from them. These are just a few that I studied from. I hope that you got a lot out of it, and I hope that you had a lot of fun watching this movie. If you'd like, check out my website, littletobywalker.com. And there you'll see one of the items under the menu item, I think it says more. If you click on that and drop down menu, it'll say Learning from the Masters. And you'll see pictures and hear some of the music and see other people that I've studied from. So until the next time, take care.